Alright guys, with the new announcement of Colossal Army, Flying Army, and Intercept or flanking the reinforcement is coming. We're gonna go over all of these in this video. Maggots, Sleepynight Gaming today, and what an exciting update that will be coming in today. That's right guys, new Colossal Army, new Flying Army, and there is so much more to be discover. But in this video we're gonna cover Colossal Army, Flying Army, and flanking the reinforcement. Okay, so without further ado, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, share to your warband, and so on. Alright, let's take a look at, I like this word, Battlefield Evolution. New army feature and a gameplay adjustment. Okay, so they will just say like Aomer, rider of the Rohan in the Battle of Helm Deep, the Fell Beast in the Battle of Osgiliath, and the Army of the Dead, and the Mumakil. It's a like iconic feature in Lord of the Rings movies. Okay, and it's also something that like like this scene right here that Theoden give a speech and they're flanking the Gothmog army at the Minas Tirith. Those are like flanking, right? They're coming from the side. So this is what it is, guys. Have been added in Lord of the Rings Rise to War. Okay, new army buff. Okay, Colossal Army. I really want to share this. Yesterday I did record it and I actually accidentally showing the image of this Colossal Army, so I have to re-record. But then again, we're just gonna cover this. Okay, so basically Mumakil and Coldrake, Werewolf, okay, they have been turned into Colossal Army, which is because of their size. Okay, they're not the large unit, but they're colossal. So this is pretty cool. So the image that they show you is might not be that cool as I'm about to show you, because we use Black Servant. That's right guys, Black Servant with the Mumakil. Man, I wish you can just like put some paint on it. Like this is just elephant with like really big trunk, But they could have added the paint onto it, man. I mean, why? It's make it so cool. So we have Black Servant on in front. That looks super nice, right? Okay, let's take a look at the next image real quick. Alright, so this is I do have Lutz here marching out from my settlements here, and it's also look pretty cool because you can actually see Lutz. It's not just like generic commander with the white face on Uruk-hai. Okay, just so you know, the Colossal Army can occupy 4 tiles at the same time. Isn't that cool? So when you march, okay, you're gonna march and you're gonna hit 4 tiles. What does that mean? It means that if you gonna use one move, it's not gonna be 20 stamina, right? Because you are taking 4 tiles at the time. So in the PvE, they did use 80 stamina in order to move the Colossal Army. Oh man, it's so expensive. So you have to be more strategic in using this Colossal Army. And there's also a new skill added to this march though. So we're gonna go take a look at that in notes real quick. Okay, so this, I already covered this before this because I'm so excited to actually share. So there will be like, yeah, okay, we're gonna take a 2 space Y path and so on. Not really sure, does that mean the bridge too? Okay, but however, there is a skill right here. So when Colossal Army engage the enemy in the combat and the battle end in a draw, which most of the time, if you end in a draw in 2.0, it is very, very common. Unless you're hitting the wall and so on, then that's totally different stories. The intimidation effect will trigger, causing enemy armies to retreat a certain distance. That's kinda very cool if you build a very good Colossal Army. You can add the strategy by like slamming into the enemy, and then it just bounce there, like stack out. That might be like something really cool. Like, okay, you see this Mumakil march is coming. Okay, it's gonna coming to the stack. A is you pass around all yours, where they're going. Or B, you're just gonna have to take it and hopefully you kill that Colossal Army. If not, then the stack gonna break. So this is gonna be something very fun. Okay. So anyway, that's the new rule. It's so they say like where the movement of Colossal Army consume more commander stamina. Like I said, in the testing they're using 80. I think it's too much, but you're taking 4 tiles at one time, so it's like, 20 times 4 is 80. But as a discount price for the players that like have to play something that they don't want to, maybe you want to reduce it to like 40. You know what I mean? That's just my 2 cents though. Other than that, guys, flying army, okay? With the collision rules and so on, that's when the marching enemy and you and enemy cross paths, you will engage into the battles, right? So the flying unit will fly over it. I'm not a fan of that. That's the thing. I'm not the fan of the flying unit, but I mean this thing is kind of like give you like, okay, you just like fly ahead. Just would that be like, let's say if some of my march, right? So let's take a look here at my march real quick. So let's say if the army are like this, and then we're just gonna add something in like, we're gonna put this and we're gonna put this. So this one right here, since I do have a flying unit, is this type of march gonna be able to catch those flying things? You know what I mean? That's some questionable things to be in there. Like, let's say if I add one flying unit, like in a formation, do I gonna catch those flying unit that fly across me? Or does this count as a flying unit? You see what I'm saying? Like maybe the fell beats carry the hordes over, and so on. So this is unclear. However, they're just gonna, I mean, it's not that exciting for me for the flying unit personally. So that's just some question that I might have. Okay, so they have a flying trait. They can fly over the mountain, rivers, and so on, as you already know. So it's gonna come in the 2.0 marching update, which is, could it be tonight, or could it be some other update from now, probably next week and so on. But there is so much more stuff that we need to cover. So next thing we want to cover, okay, another battlefield evolution. Okay, so now you can reinforce. So like in the last video that I actually trying to show you. So let's take a look here. In the previous video that I tried to show you, so we're gonna use exactly same. Oh, I did delete that forest though. So let's say if I want to march here, right, for my settlement over here to here. Okay, I do have a fort here already. I do not have to move all the way to this fort. Like a one action 1, 2, but since I have the circle here, it's called like in your influence, you can actually move right here directly from your settlements, because you have the influence that you can actually go. However, there is a rule for reinforcement. So basically, instead of your soldier are right here, right, and your home is right here, it doesn't go from A to B to reinforce anymore. So what it does is basically your reinforcement is gonna march from home all the way to this fort first. Okay, so it's gonna walk like zigzag or whatnot. It depends on like the terrain and so on. Then it's gonna go into the fort. Then they're gonna go back to your soldier that's like in there. So it is a better way to go back to your fort and refill, or is it like you see what I'm saying? But what we want to talk about is not about like so it's just gonna walk extra like 15 minutes for reinforcement. However, there is more to it. So we're gonna take a look at some of the screenshot which they can actually provide here. Alright, so let's take a look here. There is an army in the way of reinforcement. As you can see here, Faramir is having like what? Half health. The army is sending into reinforcement, right? But you're gonna run across this blueberry here in the by the red tile here. The funny thing is, it's not even like, what do you call it? It's not even red tile because they probably use march instead of occupy. So this is like totally new stuff for us. Okay, so we're gonna have to try to learn. Okay, so take a look at this. So you just gonna ran across this this army here while you reinforce. And imagine, dude, reinforce army and then getting intercept and have no commander on it. Well, what do you think gonna happen? All your armies just gonna go squitch. So this is gonna add more strategy and gonna add more angry, or someone might not like the way it's gonna come out like this. And yeah, man, you can't please everybody, but I mean, with this new strategy though, is very, very interesting to see. Like, you can intercept the reinforcement. So imagine you slamming the whale in your near your in your faction or in your land, and you just pass around them into like a block, and then just open one hole and you just put one commander there. So basically, that his reinforcement gonna ran into yours. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be so exciting, or I mean, it's gonna be a massacre right there. But other than that, guys, so this is another reinforcement interception of flanking and so on. So this is a pretty cool idea. I like to try it myself. I have not tried this feature, and it's gonna come out live. So I hope everybody can get ready, stay tuned, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next content.